Hey, what's going on, guys? Battle Nation Zimper here, back today with a very special discussion episode. So, I am here with one of the greatest Battle Nations content creators of all time, the master of the sea, both videos and Battle Nations shorts. Please welcome Battle Nations AP. How are you doing today, man?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing honestly. It's a nice day. I had a salad, not as great as a Wingstop dinner. I will say that, but I'm doing fantastic.
Sounds awesome. For context, I just gorged myself on Wingstop earlier today. Spent well over $80 there, but have zero regrets, and I'm gonna go to sleep peaceful tonight on a full
uh,
stomach.
I was gonna. Wingstop sounds amazing right now.
Wingstop's so good, man. I wish we could get a sponsor. But nevertheless, today's discussion video, we're going to be focusing on our desires for the upcoming game. Mine being more PvP occupation based, and Battle Nations BN's video is going to be more Guild Wars based, something like Clash of Clans does with Clan Wars, but more for Battle Nations. So for this video, we're going to be focusing specifically on base occupation and raid. So for anybody new here, for anybody who wants a quick little refresher, Battle Nations had a system called Occupation and Raids, where once a player hit level 12 and raised the battle flag, they could attack each other's bases. I'm going to throw up a little bit of what it looks like base occupation, base raiding, but pretty much in general, you could go to somebody else's base, occupy it for indefinite as long as they, can't defeat you, and then just completely drain their resources. I have a lot of ideas for what it could be, everything from being able to sabotage their buildings like you can do in something in Civ, to just being able to scorch earth out them. Maybe if they're about to repel you, can just destroy their buildings, something like that. AP, what are your thoughts on this, and what do you think would be an idea of how we could expand occupation and raids in a further Madrona Games-led Battle Nations?
I'm gonna be honest. So let's start with how much I actually remember occupation. The most that I actually remember of occupation is not too much. Besides, my dad actually, I got into Battle Nations because of my dad, and my dad would actually use my account as basically his alt account, and he told me that I need 4 vehicle factories. My spec ops shouldn't be occupied at ever, and or at least it has to be by him. So yeah, I didn't realize my dad was just using me to play his alt account, so
I
he
was
can.
just about to say, it sounds like your dad was just farming you.
Yeah, that's the most I know about occupation, really. Actually, I know like obviously like Spec Ops giving you bar and vehicle factories giving you like giving you gears. I learned that from him because he told me. I'm like, wait, now I realize I was just being farmed. So, but
Well,
no, sorry, go for it.
Oh yeah, no, I was just gonna say, I hope in the new Battle Nations you can be on the opposite end of that. You can be occupying other people and using them rather than just having your own father abuse you in Battle Nations. That's just, I can't believe he did that to you. I apologize on his behalf.
I mean, hey,
But
at the end of the day, he got me a super tank for he paid for it, so I'm like, I was grinning cheek to cheek, so ear to ear.
a law equivalent exchange, it sounds like at least it was a trade-off.
Yeah, yeah,
So
definitely trade off.
fair enough, absolutely. And what I mainly remember occupation being is something me and my friends took way too seriously. We would like take marks of who occupied who for the longest time, and we made it a much bigger deal than it needed to be, mainly just for ego. But we always thought there could be something more to it. So I'm gonna throw a little screenshot of all my little bulletin boards I sent to you in this Discord, which you looked over a little bit ago, but I'm just gonna throw it up for all the viewers back at home. And this is what I'm looking at. And basically, long story short, what I'm looking to do is something like Boom Beach Island. So for anybody who didn't play Boom Beach, basically there was an island system that while you had your own base, there were these multiple islands across the field that you could capture and own. They were like these small little mini bases you could have. And the only way somebody could get one from you is if, well, they conquered yours and then you could try to conquer it back. And with this endless back and forth, then I think turning people's bases into a version of that would be just incredible. Something, let's say you got four concrete plants all right next to each other. Your rival comes in and takes all four of those concrete plants. Not only is he stopping you from getting any more concrete, he is actively stealing your concrete. Stuff like that I think would be an incredible addition to the game. And then let's say if he's about to get a strong enough army to repel you, you can burn all of his factories to the ground. Maybe not completely destroying them, that would be a little bit too broken, but just at least damaging to them to the fact where you have to repair them. Stuff like that I think would be a huge addition to the game. It would just make it a little bit more fun.
Yeah, definitely. I think with that idea as well, something that I'll talk about this a little later too on my suggested idea, but defenses are useless. No one uses defenses usually. It's mainly as just like a population waste, in my opinion. It's like the first thing that make a pillbox. You make it and then people sell it. Make a bunker. People make it and then they sell it. They don't fill it. They don't do anything. People care about that pop. But with your idea, it does add in a lot more to the game, and it's not like it's forcing you in the sense to you have to do this thing. You have to make pillboxes. You have to make defenses. It's really up to you. If you want to be rated, yeah, you want the occupation idea, like you're saying and everything. I think it adds to it because I like the defenses. They're just kind of pointless though.
Oh, dude, I think you make two very good points there. The first being that, yes, defenses are just garbage right now. I mean, all they do is just take up population. I don't think of a single situation where I'd want a pillbox over just saving the population and have another concrete plant or something else using that housing for something more useful. And secondly, I want to state all of this PV stuff is purely interactive. Like you get to choose whether or not you want PvP. You got to raise that battle flag. I'm going to throw an image up of it on screen, but you have the option of raising the Jolly Roger, the black flag, the fight flag, or the peaceful green flag. So if you don't want anything to do with PvP, you can raise a piece, and I think that's so good on Battle Nation's part because something like Clash of Clans made you pay for it. I'm going to throw up a image of what it used to look like, but they made you pay for a shield with gems. And if you didn't want to pay, well,
They
you just
did.
had to risk being attacked. And the only way to get a shield for free was to get your base utterly destroyed, and then, you'd be given a pity shield. So I want to thank Z2 for that, and I'd imagine Moderna Games, at least early on, will keep that same principle of allowing players for free to stay peaceful. But yeah, 100%, if they were to expand on this occupation and rating as we're discussing here, I would hope they would make defenses more useful. I definitely think they would.
I think they would. I think that's a good. It's a good addition because it adds a lot more to the gameplay of the overall game itself. So I would like to see that. I want to get into the very nitty gritty grind of the game, but then also I also do want to mess with my friends sometimes.
Absolutely. And then the final thing I want to discuss here, at least for this video, I want to discuss possibly some more perks and maybe some penalties you can apply to your friends. So obviously right now occupation is just you go in there and you get a few resources from them. But imagine if you could go in there and build up a kind of rapport against them. Imagine if you could spawn raiders within their base, kind of incite a little bit of a revolution and just destroy their base from the inside out. Stuff like tactical withdrawals, being able to inspire mammoths or other animals to attack, and just causing mayhem for your friends or rivals, I think would be a great addition to the game. Again, would really build up the occupation and rating of the game.
It does add a lot of new stuff to even just that section of the game, which again, like I feel like wasn't as much deep dived into back then. Obviously, the game shut down, and we really couldn't really expand upon it. But hey, we're in a new era. We're in a new time, and anything is possible at this point. As long as you guys support the game, support the devs, support the creators, subscribe to Emperor, we'll be fine.
Absolutely, and I sound like a broken record. I've said this for the past 1,000 videos. I'll say it for the next 1,000. I genuinely believe this game has so much potential. It was killed really in its infancy, and it has so much potential. And this game has something that most games do not get. It's getting a second chance at life. Madrona Games could do anything with this game, and I genuinely believe not only once they're done bringing Battle Nations back will we maintain our previous glory. I think this thing has the chance to blow up to be something massive. Whether or not, it's through implementing what we're talking about here, Guild Wars, what we're going to talk about in your video, or just, whatever Madrona Games decides to do. I'm very excited to see the future of Battle Nations because this thing deserves a second shot at life, and I believe it has a chance to be massive.
Yeah, definitely. You said it best. I don't think I could have said it any better. That is perfect.
Absolutely. And you know what would be even better than base occupations and raiding? Imagine if we had something like Guild Wars. You know what? Let's go ahead and talk about Guild Wars on your channel. So if you guys liked this video, please consider dropping a like down below and subscribing to the channel if you are new. And if you want to hear more about these type of discussions, follow me over to AP's channel where we're going to be discussing Guild Wars, talking about a Clash of Clans type system of clan versus clan, except now it's guild versus guild in the new Battle Nations and how that would work. If you're interested in that, please follow me over on Battle Nations AP channel. We'll be discussing that further. And with all that being said, that will just about do it for me over here. Thank you guys very much for watching, and as always, have a great rest of your day.
Bye.